Hi, and welcome to the PowerShell 7 party. My name is Sydney, and I'm a program manager on the PowerShell team. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you where PowerShell has been, what PowerShell 7 is all about, get you some of the latest and greatest features from actual engineers from the PowerShell team, talk to you about what's coming next, and how you can contribute to PowerShell's continued development. So as you all know, we began with Windows PowerShell. The Monin Manifesto, the document that really started it all, came out in 2002. Windows PowerShell was built on .NET Framework and brought together disparate .NET APIs for better Windows management. As you can see, we had a release cadence of about once every 3 years from PowerShell 1 all the way through PowerShell 5.1. Windows PowerShell truly was a Windows management tool. And then we came out with PowerShell Core. PowerShell Core 6.0 was released in January of 2018 and built on .NET Core. This meant that PowerShell Core was cross-platform and could run in whatever environment or OS made the most sense for you. It was self-contained and side-by-side, so you could have it running alongside of your Windows PowerShell. And it was open source, which allowed us to create a direct line to the PowerShell engineering team and also share with the collective contributions of the PowerShell community. So then what's next? PowerShell 7. PowerShell 7 is built on .NET Core 3.1. It's still cross-platform, so you can still run it on whatever environment or OS makes the most sense for you. It's still open source, so you still have that direct line to the PowerShell team. We still get to share in the collective contributions of the PowerShell community. And now it's a tool for cloud and hybrid environments. It's a full Windows management tool because of the backwards compatibility introduced in .NET Core. And because of all of these features, we see it as a full viable replacement for Windows PowerShell and really a merging of these two paths. Today, PowerShell is connected to more services than ever before. Here is just a sampling of some of the many Microsoft services that have a direct interaction with PowerShell. In addition, we have an amazing third-party ecosystem of partners who use and develop for PowerShell. PowerShell enables you to manage and automate your servers, clouds, hypervisors, networks, and so much more. Now I get to share with you some of our telemetry in PowerShell Core that helps fully tell this story. Here you'll see PowerShell startups going back to our first preview release of 6.0 all the way through our 6GA. As you can tell, we experienced incredible growth over this period, but what's really amazing is the growth that's happened since then. Over the last 6 months, our growth has really exploded, leading up to this big release of PowerShell 7, where we expect this growth to continue. In PowerShell 7 preview builds, we've seen incredible uptake and version. In this chart, you can see that each color represents a different preview release of PowerShell 7. You can see as we've continued to release, not only has the overall growth of PowerShell usage grown, but our users have been uptaking the latest version, which means that our GA build has been well tested with our users. We've also been able to track some new statistics. For example, the number of sessions used in different Docker builds. This chart allows us to better optimize which Docker distributions we're supporting and prioritize fixes against what's most being used. We've also been able to collect data using our Microsoft-owned modules allow list. This allows us to track modules that we own across unique nodes and unique sessions to better understand the ways all of you are using PowerShell so that we can optimize our investments to best support you. To continue tracking some of our telemetry, be sure to check out aka.ms/psgithubbi. Jump right in and talk about PowerShell 7 now. I'm sure you're wondering what it is and what all the exciting features we have in it are. So PowerShell 7, as we mentioned, it's built on .NET Core 3.1 and it's a long-term servicing release, which means that it'll be serviced for approximately 3 years. You'll also see improved performance in PowerShell 7. In PowerShell 7, we've introduced some new scenarios. We've been working on secret and credential management, which is available in a preview module on the gallery today. We've also incorporated invoke DSC resource directly into PowerShell, as well as for each object parallel. We've improved our Windows compatibility to have better backwards compatibility with Windows PowerShell. And this is really possible because we are now built on .NET Core 3.1. We've also introduced a Windows PowerShell wrapper for import module so that if your module is not able to be run in Core, it can be default run on Windows PowerShell. And we've also introduced more group policy support. Finally, we focused on some delighters, some long-standing customer requests that we're really excited to get out. This includes new error views and get error, new version notifications, and a host of new operators.